Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news. The Washington Commanders, a team with a rich history and a passionate fan base, are always looking for ways to improve and adapt in this fiercely competitive NFL landscape. And if you've been paying close attention to their recent moves, you know that they're not just sitting back and waiting for things to happen. No, they're actively reshaping their roster, bringing in new talent, and trying to build a team that's not only competitive now, but also sustainable for the future. And the latest moves on their practice squad are a testament to this strategy. The Commanders have signed running back Donovan Edwards and cornerback Darius Rush, two young, high-upside talents who could have a significant impact down the line. But let's start by diving deep into what these signings really mean for the team, for the fans, and for the overall outlook of the season. First, let's talk about Donovan Edwards. This guy is a versatile back whose athletic profile screams NFL ready. Scouts have been raving about his speed, his vision, and his ability to make plays in space. He's the kind of player who can do it all, run between the tackles, bounce outside, and even serve as a threat in the passing game. That kind of versatility is exactly what offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury loves to work with. Kingsbury, known for his air raid offense and innovative play calling, will surely find creative ways to utilize a back like Edwards. His ability to create mismatches and turn short gains into explosive plays makes him a real weapon, especially in a league where big plays can turn the tide of a game in a heartbeat. Now, it's important to understand that Washington has made it clear they're focusing heavily on adding depth at skill positions. This isn't just about filling roster spots. It's about building a roster that can withstand the inevitable injuries and fatigue that come with a grueling NFL season. Edwards offers a valuable insurance policy, a developmental piece for the future who could very well see the field sooner rather than later if injuries strike. The NFL season is a marathon, and having a player like Edwards on the practice squad means the team can bring him up when needed, giving the offense a fresh spark. And let's not forget, Edwards is a young player with big play potential. His knack for turning seemingly modest gains into game-changing runs makes him a name to watch as the season unfolds. But the story doesn't end there. The Commanders also made a significant move on defense by signing Darius Rush, a cornerback with a physical style and a lot of tools to contribute immediately. Rush is known for his size, speed, and aggressive playing style, qualities that fit perfectly into the defensive philosophy of head coach Dan Quinn. Quinn, who's built a reputation for creating aggressive, ball-hawking defenses, sees players like Rush as vital pieces in that puzzle. Rush thrives in press coverage situations, where his physicality and length give him an advantage over receivers. He's the kind of player who can disrupt passing lanes and make life difficult for opposing quarterbacks, especially in today's NFL, where passing attacks are more potent than ever. Adding Rush to the practice squad also gives Washington a lot of flexibility. They can continue experimenting with different secondary groupings without risking their depth on the active roster. This is crucial because, in the NFL, injuries and matchups can force coaches to make quick adjustments. Having a player like Rush, who can grow into a bigger role while providing immediate practice reps against starters, is a strategic move. It's about building a secondary that's not just good for now, but also has the potential to become a cornerstone in the future. For fans, these signings are exciting because they show the team's commitment to developing young talent. Edwards and Rush are both players with high upside, and their presence on the practice squad means they're one injury away from being called up to the main roster. That's the nature of the NFL. Every player in the organization needs to be ready to step in and contribute at a moment's notice. And for the Commanders, that's a critical part of their strategy. They're not just trying to patch holes, they're building a pipeline of talent that can sustain competitive success over multiple seasons. Now, you might be wondering how these moves fit into the bigger picture of the Commanders' season. Well, considering the team's current roster, coaching staff, and recent performances, it's clear that Washington is aiming to be more than just a one-and-done team. The front office and coaching staff, led by head coach Ron Rivera and defensive guru Dan Quinn, are making strategic moves to ensure the team remains versatile and resilient. The addition of Edwards and Rush isn't just about filling spots. It's about creating a roster that can adapt to different game scenarios and exploit opponents' weaknesses. Let's not forget that the NFC East is one of the most competitive divisions in the NFL. With teams like the Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants all vying for supremacy, the Commanders need every edge they can get. They've shown a willingness to invest in young talent, to take chances on players with upside, and to prioritize depth that can be called upon when needed. This approach could pay dividends as the season progresses, especially if injuries start to pile up or if the team needs a spark late in games. In the broader context of the season, these signings also reflect a long-term vision. The Commanders have been focused on rebuilding and retooling their roster, and bringing in players like Edwards and Rush indicates they're serious about developing talent from within. It's a smart move because young players like these can be molded into key contributors, especially if they show the right attitude and work ethic. Plus, in a league where draft picks and young prospects often make the biggest leaps in their second or third years, the Commanders are setting themselves up for future success. And let's talk about the potential impact of these players. Donovan Edwards, with his playmaking ability and versatility, could become a crucial part of Washington's offensive scheme sooner than later. He's the type of player who can change the dynamic of a game with one big run or a clutch catch, and that kind of talent is invaluable in close contests. On the other side, Darius Rush's physicality and coverage skills could help shore up the secondary, especially in situations where the team needs to match up against high-powered passing offenses. His development will be fascinating to watch, especially given his aggressive style and potential to disrupt routes at the line of scrimmage. As fans, we always look for signs of growth and strategic thinking from our team. These latest moves show that the Commanders are actively building a roster that's both competitive in the present and primed for the future. It's about creating depth, fostering young talent, and making sure the team is prepared for whatever challenges come their way. And in a league where injuries and unpredictable game moments happen all the time, having a robust practice squad filled with high-potential players like Edwards and Rush is a major asset. Now, stepping back and looking at the bigger picture, the NFC East remains one of the most unpredictable divisions in football. The Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, and now the Washington Commanders are all capable of turning the tide on any given week. The Commanders, with their strategic roster moves, are positioning themselves to be serious contenders, not just for this season but for many seasons to come. Their focus on developing young players, adding depth, and creating a flexible roster is exactly the kind of approach that can pay off in the long run. So, as we watch these developments unfold, it's clear that the Commanders are more than just a team trying to fill out its roster. They're building a culture of resilience, adaptability, and growth. And for us fans, that's incredibly exciting. We're witnessing a team that's investing in its future, that's making smart moves, and that's committed to competing at the highest level for years ahead. Remember, the NFL is a league where depth and versatility often determine success. The signings of Edwards and Rush are prime examples of how the Commanders are thinking ahead and trying to maximize every opportunity to succeed. Whether it's Edwards with his explosive potential or Rush with his aggressive coverage style, both players symbolize the team's focus on finding and developing talent that can make a difference when it matters most. And as we continue to follow this team, keep an eye on how these young players evolve. Will Donovan Edwards be the spark the offense needs? Could Darius Rush develop into a shutdown corner for Washington? These are the questions that make this season so intriguing. And with the team's current trajectory, it's safe to say that the Commanders are laying a solid foundation for future victories and perhaps even a deep playoff run. In conclusion, these latest roster moves, signing Donovan Edwards and Darius Rush, highlight Washington's commitment to building a resilient, flexible, and competitive team. They reflect a broader philosophy of investing in young talent, creating depth at critical positions, and preparing for the unpredictable nature of an NFL season. As fans, we should be excited about the potential these players bring and optimistic about what's ahead. With a coaching staff that values adaptability and a roster that's constantly evolving, the Washington Commanders are certainly a team to watch this year and beyond. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington fans, I want to hear from you. What do you think about these latest signings? Do you believe Donovan Edwards can develop into a key piece of the offense? Will Darius Rush be the secondary boost Washington needs to challenge the league's best quarterbacks? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinions matter so much to us and to the future of this team. And don't forget, I'll be back very soon with more updates, insights, and analysis on everything related to the Washington Commanders. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep supporting our team through thick and thin. This is the time to rally behind the Commanders, and with moves like these, the future looks bright. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Commanders!